Running back is Kalen LeBourne, Florida State verbal commit. And LeBourne shows some good speed to the outside and hurdles over the bench to boots.
Dalvin Cook departs just in time for Kalen LeBourne, Craig.
Yeah, him along with Cam Akers. That is an outstanding way to be able to fill a void at your running back position. The thing I like about LeBourne, Tom, so versatile.
Yes.
Outstanding receiving skills. He can bring a lot when he is on the field.
I asked him point blank this week. I said, that's a lot of running backs committed to one class. There's only one ball. He said, there's no load carriers anymore in college football. He acknowledges that there's going to be a lot of guys taking reps and taking snaps. There's going to be plenty of carries to go around.
See the hands. Nice pickup.
LeBourne on the ground and into the end zone. The future Seminole Kalen LeBourne with a couple of terrific runs on this drive, and team highlight strikes first.
And if things aren't going well enough in Alabama country, that was big Jedrick Wills, number 67, at the right tackle that just had an outstanding block to help open up that lane.
You know, we said all week, Kevin, Craig, that this might be the first time in 10.
Kalen LeBourne with a 21-yard run, the Florida State verbal. Doing it for his Florida State Hall of Fame head coach, Deion Sanders. Team highlight on the board first. Kellen Mond led the team highlight offense to an 85-yard touchdown drive last time. And a great reversal of field for the man who scored the touchdown, LeBourne. And my goodness, is he using his legs early on in this game. He's hurdled the bench, he sidestepped into the end zone, and he hurdles a defender here on a run of 11.
Watch the vision. You see the cutback lane, the ability to change direction. Nice job moving the ball to the outside hand, and then just a little finish up a little hurdle, as if the run wasn't impressive enough.
He's built so similar to how Ezekiel Elliott was built when he came out of high school. That thick lower body, yet quickness of a scat back type guy. Weak.
I think he just didn't want to make an LSU guy look good. Second down and 10 for Brennan, one of a couple of LSU quarterbacks who were Under Armour All-Americans, and he goes down. Loss of 5 on the play, blown up by big Josh Kaindoh, the number 2 defensive end in the country, headed to Florida State.
He is so long. You see the ability to keep working with the hands, getting upfield, the pressure from the backside, working off the block. Just a nice, really group effort from that front team highlight.
Yeah, Orlando. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter with hashtag UAAllAmerica. As Kalen LeBourne runs from side to side yet again. Dynamic young man, the number 5 running back in the country, headed to Florida State.
Exciting young back. If you're Florida State, you're thinking, well, Dalvin Cook was an outstanding player, but you're looking at what's coming in, the potential to fill that void there. And there's some good players. I mean, just LeBourne himself, the ability to change direction, reverse field, the vision for keeping his feet alive.
When you've already got Jaquez Patrick, who's had a lot of turns and a lot of reps, sharing some snaps with Dalvin Cook already on campus.
One of 2 top 5 running backs headed to Florida State in this class. Cam Akers the other. Another incomplete pass off the hands of Brock Wright. Here is video of Dalvin Cook. He was an Under Armour All-American a few years back. Florida State fans recognize some of these plays, but the dynamic skills were there even back to his high school years. Class of 2014. Soon to be, in all likelihood, a high NFL draft pick, and that young man, part of a couple of dynamic freshmen, will try to pick up the slack for the Noles. Pressure yet again. Marcavius Bryant got him. That Florida State class we were talking about, Cam Akers and Kalen LeBourne, 2 top 5 running backs. And they got a huge flip, Craig, and Josh Kaindoh, who was a Maryland commit until they flipped to the Noles.
Akers and Kaindoh, 2 players who are amongst the top 25 overall in the ESPN 300. The Seminoles, who signed the #1 class a year ago. A week ago, they were outside the top 10 for 2017, now sitting at number 7.
Pocket passer in Lowell Narcisse, the number 5 dual threat quarterback in the nation. Brennan to the sideline, incomplete. Double coverage on Buckley. Cyrus Fagan, Florida State verbal, led the charge from his safety spot.
And that's one of those throws.
At the safety spot I really like him on offense, which is where he's played this week due to an injury, and he's been more than willing to do what it takes.
Caleb LeBourne has been the most explosive player for Team Highlight, and he is at appropriate high school after that.
No doubt.
Bond dumps it back to LeBourne. He just hops out of bounds. First ever state title playing both ways. LeBourne on third down. All day for Caleb LeBourne on that right side of the offensive line. He has been the standout on the ground, the rushing touchdown, and a gain of 12 here.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, he's kind of a glider. He hits his acceleration very quick. Doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but when you give him a seam, he sees it and he's through it.
A little bit like Devwan Whaley last year. He played as a freshman this year for Arkansas. Very successful true freshman year. Yeah, he's a little bit of a glider. Good block that time by
LeBourne. Chase on chase at the next level for you?
We think so, yes.
And on the ground here with the quarterback Brennan. Josh Kando with a stop and set up third down.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed. I want to go back to Big Isaiah Wilson. To come back in, they're doing them, taking time off this clock.
Rogers.
Going back to Jeff Thomas, who we saw him this summertime at a 7-on tournament, and he was
Davis on third down. Knocked up in the air and incomplete. Nearly the game-changing turnover Team Highlight was looking for. And it's Josh Kando at 6'6" who got his paws on it.
It was a big opportunity there. They need this defense to make the play. And as you're right, Josh Kando was coach. You see, tall, the length, outstanding job. You can't get to the quarterback. You get your hands up. And that's what he was able to do. A player, Tom, from Florida State fans who reminds me of Lorenzo Featherston.
Right.
With really a more developed frame at the same stage.
While the National Player of the Year intends to replace Dalvin Cook in Tallahassee. Best college potential on the East is Cam Akers, December 27th. He announced he will play at Florida State. Last time we saw him play, 7 touchdowns he accounted for in the Mississippi State title game. Play at the University of Georgia. He's the starting quarterback for the East Side. And that's Cam Akers in a competition with Najee Harris to be seen as the best running back in this class. Good start for him.
It's a very unique position that Cam Akers is in because he's played quarterback throughout his entire amateur career so far. Actually threw for over 3,000 yards, rushed for over 2,000 yards as well just this past season.
When you compare these top two backs, Barton, what do you see?
Well, you can't go wrong with either one. They're different backs. You know, Cam Akers is more of that true running back, 5'11", 215 pounds. He's a very complete package. Najee Harris, you know, he's going to Alabama, but he's much more Joe Mixon than he is Derrick Henry. A big back that can run with some wiggle and can catch the ball out of the backfield. So that versatility you see from both these guys, that's the new age of running backs these days.
Nice balance there by Cam Akers, who will go to Florida State. And Bart, I want to back up to what you said a moment ago. You said that Najee Harris is going. Nice touch pass down the sideline from Fromm. And this will be another East touchdown. The passing game coming alive for the East team. That's DJ Matthews.
And then he just chucked the ball up into the soldiers. That was awesome.
76 yards from to Matthews, or you could say Georgia to Florida State.
It's one of the things that impresses me about the way Jake Fromm throws the football, because a lot of these young guys, they think they need to gun it in there, show off their arm strength every time. Jake Fromm has anticipation. As we see that DJ Matthews has respect for the troops.
I guess if you throw the ball up into the troops, it's not a penalty. That's kind of a rule, right? It should be a rule. You're not allowed to throw the ball in this.
Money to Matthews.
Everybody you talk with, Paul, talks about Fromm's poise, composure. He just has such a great natural feel for the position. Laid it out perfectly for Matthews, who's just a super exciting, more of a slot receiver type of body. And he showed the speed. He is tough to get a hand on in the open field.
Take a listen to the celebration of Jake Fromm. That's how the East team will get rolling here in the second half. DJ Matthews, nice return around the left side. He had the second touchdown catch for the East team in the second quarter. Hauling it in from Jake Fromm, and DJ will play his college football at Florida State.
Green 90 hut.
First down, East team. Barton, want to get you back in here. How firm is Alabama's grip on that #1 spot, according to you guys? The college is how well the defensive linemen run.
All right.
Ground game for the East, pushes it inside the 5-yard line. And that's Cam Akers. December 27th. Made Jimbo Fisher awfully happy, saying he was going from Clinton, Mississippi to Tallahassee. Starting quarterback for his high school team, did it awfully well. He accounted for 7 touchdowns in the high school state title game. First ever state championship for Clinton, Mississippi.
That was as a quarterback. And for me, if there's any concern for Cam Akers, that transition from running from the quarterback position where often defenders are running away from you.
Akers with a cutback, and Akers with a touchdown.
He is a special player, and I thought it was very telling yesterday when we were talking with him when he said he really shut down his recruitment during the season. That's how important it was to him to be a state champion. You see the change of direction right there. And you're right, Anthony, there's going to be some difficulties as a former quarterback switching to running back, most notably pass protection. But he kind of looked at the other way. He said, look, I've been a quarterback. I know coverages. I know how to read defenses. And he thinks that'll help him as a running back.
He talked about the lineage of running backs who played in this game, from Adrian Peterson to Derrick Henry, and said, so prestigious to have a chance to play. I'd just like to get into the end zone one time. Just took care of that to put his team up 17.
Akers have been begging Jeff Okudah to join him in Tallahassee.
As I mentioned, Cam declared for Florida State.